Greetings and a warm welcome to another time for IC. We are going to be using this time to learn more about the system. We'll use this opportunity to learn about e-learning so that we can utilize this platform to the best of our abilities so that we can learn as much as possible. Right, so last week I introduced you to how you can log into the system and then how you can access your lessons and so on. And I'm happy again to say uh, quite a number again are joining in, and quite interesting enough. I've been getting emails from people all over the country. Yes, some in the north, and they are actually managing to do the work, which is which is the reason why we have this platform. So the reason why we have this platform is so that you can learn regardless of the condition of the lockdown. We may be locked down, but we have to learn. Right. So today I'm going to talk about how you will respond. Right. I'm sure most of your teachers have been giving you work, uh, and it's very, very important that you get feedback to this work. It's very, very important that you submit that work so that they can mark, and they should also return it back to you so that you do corrections, so that, in other words, the learning process does not end. So that's what we are going to talk about today, with particular interest to mathematics, because it's you are all encouraged to use Microsoft Word for your responses. Meaning to say, as soon as you get your questions, and for you to answer, don't write on a book, right? Using your phone or using your laptop, you can just type in the answers to the questions. Just type in the answers, or whatever, it's a test or it's an assignment, type it in Microsoft Word, and then the system has got a facility where you can upload that document back in so that the teacher can mark it. Right, so that is straightforward for all your subjects, be geography, history. But now I'm going to use a tutorial now for your mathematics. Right, for maths, I know most of you have been struggling, especially with issues to do with fractions, your exponents, and your algebraic expressions. So I'm going to take this time to take you through Microsoft Word and how you can answer questions, or how you can write mathematical expressions on a computer. That is your fractions, your exponents, your square roots, your algebraic expressions. So let's get on with it. See different mathematical um, expressions. Starting with the first one, you see 2x plus y is equals to 8. The next one is the square root of 77. The next one is 11 over 7. And then the next one is a to the power half. And then the last one being x to the power b. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to start with fractions. How do we do fractions? Right, so let's do this one together. Right, for you to do your fraction, just follow my cursor. Right, the first thing that you do is to click on the insert tab, and then when you go right to your far right, you're going to see equation. So if you click on that pi sign, if you click on that on this pi sign, you're going to have this thing on your page written type equation, right? So on top, when you type that equation, you're going to get a new screen, or a new menu on top of the screen. So if you see there, you see fraction. So when you click on fraction, it will ask you to choose what type of a fraction you want to put. So the common fraction that we need, obviously, is the stepped fraction, where you've got the numerator on top and the denominator at the bottom. So if you click on that one, you will have something which looks like this, where you've got a dotted box at the top and then a dotted box at the bottom. So if I click the top one, I should be able to type a number. I can put the number 11, and then you can go and click the bottom one, and then I can put the number 7. So this is how you type your fraction. It's very easy. Let's do it again. I'll remove this one. So if you go to your insert, so let's say for now I want to type 3 over 4 plus 3 over 4 plus 1 over 4 is equals to 4 over 4. That's what I want to write. So again, let's go to insert, you go to your equation, you click the pi sign, you go to the fractions, you click on fraction, and then you select the fraction that you want. So I can go there and type my 3 at the top. I'll click downwards, I type the 4 at the bottom. Right, so the next thing that I want to do, because I said I want to say plus, I can go to my keyboard and type, I can go on my keyboard and plus, and then I want to put 1 over 4. So I can go again to equation, and then I select the equation that I want again, and then I can go at the top, I can write my 1, I can go at the bottom, I can type my 4, right? Then I can continue with my expression. If I put an equals, I can go back again to put in a fraction, and then my answer, obviously, it is 4 over 4. There, I've done a proper fraction. And so you can use the same method to do your mixed fractions. Say I want to write a 2.5. So the same process, go to insert, type in on the equation, you go to fraction, you put your fraction, and then I can type in my 1, I can type on my 2. So I want to call this one 2.5. So if I go and click in front of the fraction, if I go and click there in front of the fraction, I can put my 2. So it comes out nice like that, 2.5. Right, the next thing we want to do the square root. Right, so to do the square root, again, the process is the same. You go to your insert, right there to insert, and then you go to your equation. You click on that pi sign, and then you're going to get that menu, right? Your square root, you find it as radical. So if I click on radical, I can find the simple square. So if I want to just put a simple square root, it will give me the square root sign, and then inside I can type whatever number, right? This is a square root. If I want to put a cube root, I do the same thing. Let's insert, you go to equation. So I should be able to pick on radical, I'll pick this one. So if I click this one, so I've got a place where I can put my number. On this one is 3. On this one I can put the number like 27. So that's the cube root of 27. So you can use the same method if you know to put other square roots as well. I mean, to put other bigger numbers. So if I go to equation like that, I go to my radical. If I specify on the first one, I can type even any number, 5 there, and then put in another number inside. So this is how I can use the square root sign to do my mathematical expressions. Right, so we can do the same thing again to put other algebraic expressions inside the square root. For example, I want to find the square root of a plus b. So the process is the same again. If I go to my insert, I go to equation, I go to radical, and then I should be able to put the square root sign, and then inside there I can write my a plus b. There I have done a proper mathematical expression. Right, so the next thing we're going to do we're going to do exponents, right? I've realized most of you from your mathematics, you're doing exponents. So I want to type a to the power b. So again, the process is the same. If I go to my insert, you go to equation, on equation, but on this one, you're going to use script, this option here, script. So if I click on script, I should be able to find different types of superscripts and subscript. These ones are called subscript. I mean, if you're putting it to the power 2, that 2 is a superscript. So if I click this one, I'll get those dotted box again. Here, I'll put my number, A, and then here I can put the exponent there as B. So I've done a simple algebraic expression, that's a to the power b. So now let's say I want to write my numbers as 2 to the power 2. So I can go to insert, I go to equation. Remember we said this one you are using the script. So to do a script, you should be able to find that one. So here I can put my number 2, and then here I can put my number 2. So I've written 2 to the power 2. Okay, let's say your exponent is a fraction. You want to type something like 4 to the power 1/2. How do you go about it? So again, the process is the same. You go back to insert, and then you go to your equation. On equation, you just go on your script, and then you find the script that you want, which is this one. So in this one, we say we want to write 4 to the power 1/2. So this one is okay as 4. But here, on the second dotted box, because we want to put the fraction, so therefore means we go back again. You're adding script. Now you add the fraction on top, and then you pick this fraction. And then from there, we can now write our 1 and our. And then if you go on the second box, we can put the 2. Though we have done it, 4 to the power 1/2. 2. So for your mathematical expressions, I would encourage you to play around with that function. So you just go to insert, you go to equation. So there are quite a number of these mathematical solutions that you can use. But for now, you can play around with your fraction, with your script, as well as your radical. But there are more functions. For example, you want to put your sines, your tangents, your cosines, they're all there. So if you go to your function, you can see your function. So when you are doing your matrices as well, if you go to your matrix, you should be able to find the different types of matrices that you use. So again, on that equation, a tab, you should be able to find more functions that you can use. For example, if you check on your keyboard, you do not have the divided by sign. For example, I want to write 4 divided by 2 is equals to 2. In mathematics, I can't do that from the keyboard. So if you go again to your insert, and then you go to your you can write your 4 first, and then when you go to your insert, you go to your equation. When you type equation, you are going to get this design view, and then you will see you divided by sign. You can type it in there like that, and then from outside you can type my 2 is equals to 2. So these are some of the methods that you can use. Again, if you go again to insert to equation, you should be able to find things like your equal signs are there, your times is there, your divided by sign, your greater than sign, your smaller than sign, your equal or greater than sign, they are all there. And then you can click on this downward arrow to find more of these functions that you can use to write your proper mathematics. Right, so I hope this tutorial is helpful for you as you continue to practice your mathematical expression. So as a task that I'm going to give you, I want you to type for me, and then you can send it by email. You can send it by email. my email address on the coming up on the screen right now. You can type it. What I want you to do, I want you to use the methods that I've given you to type the quadratic equation. So I want you to type the quadratic equation, and then you can send it to that email. You can also send it on my WhatsApp number, which is that one coming again on your screen. You can send it via WhatsApp. I certainly hope that was very helpful for you. So using those methods, you should be able to write your mathematical expressions very well. That should be easy for you to do your calculations. You can write math properly, and then in a way that is easy even for the teacher to understand. So the way that you would normally write in a book is the same way you can do even when you're doing it on your computer. I know it may be difficult, but if you follow the steps that I've just given you, you should be able to do your maths very easy. So again, if you are facing any challenges regarding to these and even more, remember you can always call me. The numbers are there on the screen. Yes, you can also email me, WhatsApp me, call me, text me, whatever which works for you. I should be able, regarding anything that you may be having trouble, especially with accessing the system and how best you can utilize it. So until we meet again, remember to stay safe. Yes, stay indoors. Um, keep that social distancing thing working for you. Until we meet again. Bye.